Once upon a time, in a small town lived a woman named Emma. Emma worked hard to provide for her family, but each year, life seemed to get a little bit harder. The cost of groceries, utilities, and other daily necessities was on the rise, and her salary wasn't keeping up. She was experiencing the harsh reality of inflation. This is a common situation for many people across the globe. As the cost of living increases, traditional currencies lose their purchasing power. This, in turn, increases the potential value of an alternative form of investment, Bitcoin. Here's why. As the value of traditional money decreases due to inflation, the allure of cryptocurrencies that aren't tied to any specific country's economic situation becomes increasingly attractive. Let's look at the story of Ben. Ben, an investor, troubled by the inflation rates in his country, sought refuge in assets that weren't directly linked to his nation's economic conditions. He found his solution in Bitcoin. Bitcoin, with its decentralized nature, isn't influenced by the financial situation of any one country, making it a perfect hedge against inflation. Much like Ben, numerous investors around the globe are finding value and security in Bitcoin amidst rising inflation. Imagine being a young man named Alex, living in the outskirts of Donetsk, Ukraine. Your life is not of peace and quiet, but rather filled with the constant noise of shelling and gunfire. Or picture being a young girl named Aisha in Gaza, Palestine, where the harmonious melodies of childhood have been replaced with the cacophony of conflict. For Alex, Aisha, and millions like them in Ukraine and Palestine, the ongoing conflicts have resulted in a reality far removed from normalcy. The ripples of these far-reaching conflicts extend well beyond the borders of the nations directly involved. Dominated by countries like the United States, the world's largest manufacturer of ammunition and war weapons, these geopolitical frictions are fueled by billions of dollars and an abundance of war ammunition. As the U.S. pours support into Ukraine and Israel, the repercussions are felt globally. It's not just about the immediate, visible devastation. These actions heighten global tensions, resulting in the world becoming a tinderbox, waiting for the slightest spark to ignite. And not just globally, these conflicts also send ripples the U.S. economy. As the U.S. invests billions into ammunition and weapons, the financial implications begin to emerge at home. In an increasingly digital world, these economic disruptions seep into the realm of cryptocurrencies as well, potentially impacting markets such as Bitcoin. As the complexities of geopolitical conflicts intertwine with economic ramifications, they reveal a new dimension of interconnectedness, reminding us that in this global village, no one remains untouched by the ripples of conflict. There was once a small business owner named John from a small town in Kansas. John owned a bakery that had been passed down through generations. With the rise of high interest rates in the U.S., John found it challenging to secure loans needed to expand his business. This, in fact, is a struggle faced by many small business owners in the country due to the financial landscape shaped by high interest rates. On an international scale, these high interest rates come with their own set of implications. The U.S. is currently engaged in proxy with nations such as Iran and Russia. As a result, trade, especially with China, has been significantly affected. Disruptions in the global supply chain have become evident, with businesses from all over the world feeling the impact. These disturbances have resulted in something we know as market volatility. This volatile market behavior can be daunting, but it is not without its silver lining. It has been that these conditions often lead to the growth of Bitcoin, the popular digital currency. Bitcoin thrives in these conditions, offering an alternative financial solution for those affected by the volatile traditional markets. So while John and many like him face challenges due to high interest rates and trade disruptions, they might just discover new opportunities in the rise of Bitcoin. Meet Sarah, a young activist from London who found herself marching through the streets, her voice echoing with chants against perceived war crimes. This was her first protest, a global outcry in support of Palestine, ignited by the world's response, or lack thereof, to escalating conflicts. She was particularly disheartened by the silent stance of much of the media and the Arab and Muslim world, which only fueled determination to take a stand. Sarah's story is but one of many, a tiny part of a massive wave of protests that have erupted worldwide. These expressions of dissent and solidarity are more than just a political statement. They're part of a bigger picture, a global movement that can have far-reaching consequences, even extending to the realm of economics. They can influence market sentiment towards traditional economies and currencies, acting as a potential catalyst for change. As public sentiment stirs and shifts, it could drive more interest towards decentralized digital assets like Bitcoin. The intrigue and allure of such assets lie in their independence from traditional market forces and global conflicts, an appealing prospect in such turbulent times. Meet John Doe, a savvy investor who seized the opportunity of the digital age and invested in Bitcoin. As skepticism turned into acceptance, and then to a global frenzy, John witnessed his initial investment skyrocket, reaping him a fortune that once seemed like a distant dream. His story is an incredible testament to the power of Bitcoin. Now, to summarize, a leap in Bitcoin's value to $426,852 may not seem impossible as it initially might. The complex interplay of factors like rising inflation, persisting geopolitical conflicts, disruptions in global trade, and evolving public sentiment all contribute to this potential surge. Imagine John, a man who once endured the harsh blows of economic instability. He stumbled upon Bitcoin, a decentralized digital currency, and found his way towards financial stability. This world we live in, riddled with economic and political volatility, drove him to take the leap of faith. Now, he stands as a testament to the appeal that Bitcoin carries in such a volatile world. However, much like John's journey, the path of Bitcoin remains shrouded with uncertainty and speculation. As we bear witness to its saga, we are left on toes, watching, waiting, and wondering what the future holds. This digital currency, unchained from the traditional bounds of economies and nations, is a wild card in the game of global finance. It is safe to say that the future of Bitcoin is a speculative narrative, its potential limited only by the expansiveness of global events.